The Blues Fan Forum podcast is presented by Interstate 70 Sports Media Group. I-70 strives to bring you the best sports coverage in the tri-state area. Find them on Facebook or at interstate70sports.media.
This is Jordan Bennington, and you're listening to the Blues Fan Forum podcast.
On the ice, under St. Louis city lights, where the Blues play with all their might. Jordan Cairo, fast on the attack, but defense falters, gotta cut him some slack. In Robert's arms we find our glory, his skills shine, the team's best story. St. Louis Blues, we wear the crest. In Jordan Bennington we put our trust to the test. On the ice we fight, and we must, for the city we love. In the blue no we'll thrust.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode 134 of the Blues Fan Forum podcast, your source for Blues news, views, and fan interviews. Presented by Scooters Coffee. Blues fans can score amazing drinks like the signature Caramelicious, served hot, iced, or blended, with world-class espresso, fruit smoothies, Scoot energy infusions, and so much more. That is amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters Coffee. If you can't tell yet, I'm back for this week. Dakota, thank you for filling in last week. Soccer is kicking my butt, and we had a game every single day of the week last week, including on Columbus Day. So it's like, dang, we had a day off of school, and I still had to go to a soccer game. So it is playoffs for my soccer season on Tuesday. So we should win on Tuesday, but then we have a very difficult game on Saturday. So it'll be interesting to see if I'm talking about soccer next week. Dakota is here. So thanks, Dakota, for showing up, because you're the more consistent voice on the podcast right now than I am. And then our guest this week is Matt. What's up, Matt?
Oh, doing good. Ready to talk some hockey.
I'm good. Ready to talk some hockey. It gets maybe a little normalcy in your life right now with Blues hockey and coming on the podcast, because your life has been a little out of normal recently. Do you want to give the listeners a quick review?
Yeah, I'll give the condensed version, but basically at the end of August, sadly, my house caught on fire, and it was bad enough to where it's not going to be livable for probably a full year. They're saying 10 months, but I'm more or less planning for a full year. You see, I know Jacob has seen it on Facebook, but I had just finished renovating the basement like not a couple months before then, and we did a whole Blues theme in the main living area with just, all of our memorabilia that we've collected so far, and each wall we had painted in a different jersey scheme. So it sucks because this will be another season yet again. I don't get to watch the Blues in my own damn basement. So, but the season starting up is definitely a great distraction from reality. So I'm going to take that as it is and get back on it.
Yes, having Blues hockey every other day or every 2 days is pretty nice, and you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go watch hockey, and it sucks that I can't do it in my super cool basement. You do have some cool videos of you playing guitar, though, I think, in the basement, right?
Yeah, that's my man cave there that I also have down in the basement, and that was it was like I painted it like a Blockbuster video because I have a very extensive movie collection, and I'm just a movie guy. And then right where my guitars is, I painted the wall behind it to look like the Eddie Van Halen Frankenstrat kind of thing. So
there you go.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it does. You definitely sounds like you could have spent $1,000 on somebody painting this, but you did it yourself.
Yeah, it was every day after work for 2 weeks, 6 hours of work, and then 2 or 3 weekends worth of like almost all day going down there and painting and taping But yeah, luckily, from what I'm told, our renovation company says they can paint it like that. And I said, good, but I want to be there when you pick the colors out because I still have the swatches and the extra paint left
There
over.
you go. It got to match. You got to make it look good.
Yeah, no, I literally I took my jerseys into Lowe's and just took the paint swatches. I'm like, no.
That's awesome. But that works. I mean, and you just got to find a person and you'd be like, what color is this? Like, can you just get me this color? I need this shade of blue.
Yeah. Oh man, the navy for now our old jerseys was a huge pain in the ass to replicate because for some reason you couldn't buy just navy paint that looked navy. It looked like all the options we had looked black, so we had to special mix that ourselves, and it was just a huge pain. But it'll be someone else's huge pain to deal with the second time around.
Yeah, right. You're just like, I just need this color. So like that's all I need.
Yeah, I wouldn't think navy would be hard to find, but apparently you can't get it.
Great. All right. Well, we do have a lot of hockey to talk about. Like we talked about, hockey's back. We are 5 games in with our distraction. I do got to shout out Sam because as usual, she is here. So thanks for being here, Sam. I'm sure you're going to fact check us or help us out with some things today. So appreciate you being here. As I was taking notes down, I had a thought. Oh, we lost Matt. Matt, you will probably come back here, but I'll give you Dakota since you're still here. This is why we have a co-host right here. There he is. He's back.
That was my bad. I was hitting the old chat button at the bottom of this, thinking it would bring up the Facebook chat, but obviously it was not correct.
Right.
I was like, oh, back out. And then I backed out of the whole thing.
So I had a thought as I was writing these down and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. Sometimes I start these off with just something random that's not even hockey related, but this one's actually hockey related. So I was looking at plus minus stats for some of our players and then just also people in the league. And it got me thinking about if you're either a forward or a defenseman that is on the penalty kill and the other team scores, that does not affect your plus minus. Like they kind of are just like, you know what? The other team's supposed to score. So because they're down a player, so we're not going to let them affect your individual stats as your plus minus. Do you think, and I'll go to Matt first on this one, do you think there should be something for goalies as well? Like, do you think it should not affect their goals against average or their save per? I guess it'd probably be goals against average most. Should it not affect that as much since we're not affecting skaters?
Well, I think it should affect everybody because, your whole deal is to not let them score. So if you do that poorly, you should have some sort of metric to, justify that.
So you're more saying that goalies shouldn't have it easy, but the skaters shouldn't have it easy either. If you're on the penalty,
no, nobody should have it easy. Everyone needs to be held accountable.
Would that then make it harder to get players to be on the penalty kill? Like then if you're Robert Thomas and you care about your stats a little bit more, you're like, well, Jordan Kyrou doesn't have to go on the penalty kill. Why do I have to?
Well, I don't. It should make you work harder.
One would think,
rather than be a slouch about it. But I mean, I'm sure you got prima donnas somewhere that will view it that way.
For sure. Dakota, how do you feel?
No, I agree with Matt. I think, it's sure maybe the goaltender shouldn't get all the slack, but if you're on the PK, your job is to make sure you kill that penalty and that the other team does not score. So for it not to count as a plus minus, I think is kind of a bullshit move, but the whole team as a whole, like Plager used to say, you play for the crest, not the last name. So if it's all about stats for you, then you should probably find a different job. This is more of a team aspect. It's one team, you guys are trying to get to the same goal. 2 minutes, don't allow that goal to go into the net. So I agree with Matt. Yeah, it should definitely count towards plus minus. Like why is that? Why are they so special?
I had to look it up. I had to Google it just because I'm pretty sure that's a thing, but I had to Google it to double check. And Google told me that yes, penalty killers do not have their plus minus affected. Now, if they score shorthanded, then they get the plus. But if they're shorthanded and they get scored on, they don't get the minus.
Oh, then that's bullshit then. That's like having your cake without eating your dinner, you know?
Right. Do you think that there probably at some point was some individuals that complained about it? But,
I mean, that's how it always goes.
Mhm.
What I don't
Like
like is
there.
when
We all started talking at the exact same time, all three of us.
I got so many thoughts right now.
Yeah, right. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Matt. What were you going to say?
I got two things. There should be a metric for goalies to distinguish between the goalie let in a soft one or the defense fucked them. To put it, you know, blue
Binnington
collar.
would be the best goalie in the league if we had that.
I know. And then my other thought was I don't like how if you're in a shootout, only the game winner gets the metric for the goal.
Yeah.
Does he really? So
Yes.
if you go 3 for 3 in shootout goals and the other team goes 2 for 3, the third guy that made it gets a goal on his stat sheet?
Yes.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I knew that like it went in as like if it goes 0-0 and it goes into a shootout, the winning team will win 1-0. But I didn't know that they assigned that goal to anybody. And I guess I didn't know. Then does that goal get assigned to the goalie? Like that, would that hurt his goals against average?
I would assume.
Because that kind of sucks too. You just played 70 minutes of hockey,
Right.
didn't give up a goal,
Yeah.
and then you give up a goal in a shootout, and now they take your shutout? That would suck.
I would almost bet that's how it goes. Just because the pattern's there already, that's kind of skewed.
Right. And I will say, going off of what Dakota said, you're playing for the logo on your front, not the name on your back. But
Right.
the only time that you're kind of playing for the name on your back is if you are a restricted free agent that might have to go to arbitration, or if you're even going to, free agency, because then they look at that. They'll be like, oh, we didn't pay attention to any of the 82 games that you played, but we did see that you're a minus 20. So we'll give you $2 million. And it's like, what? But I scored 50 goals. It's like, yeah, but you were on the ice for negative 20. So sorry, you're not going to help us.
And, we don't want to pay you. So.
Yeah, right. And we're broke, sort of.
I can see it now. Next year, when we expand to 84, there's going to be a column called GGF. Goalie got fucked.
Go to GGF. Let's create that. I like math. I'm sure I can figure something out. I'll use what is Money Puck? Money
Backdoor
Puck.
tap-ins.
Yeah.
Backdoor tap-ins should count against it.
I think Money Puck has a system where they measure the chance that a goal could be scored. And so like every single shot that happens, they're like, okay, this has a 3% chance of going in, or this has a 15% chance of going in. So we might have to figure out the percentage for like a backdoor tap in, like what chance does that have going in? And then we'll be like, all right, anything over 75% chance of going in is a GGF. We'll figure it out.
I'm just picturing the back of a Topps hockey card for goalies and seeing GGF.
GGF. Actually had 7 GGF goals this year. It almost sounds like a good thing, but it's not. It's not a good thing.
That's fun.
Sam's a fan. Sam's a fan of GGF.
Thank you. Kind of like it makes you think about when you think like plus minus, like the Gretzky era. Like Gretzky finished with I think 297 plus. Like that's what his plus minus rating was. But like if you're playing against Gretzky, just go ahead and pencil yourself in on the score sheet for a -4 because that dude was just rattling goals off left and right. That's an area in which plus minus I feel like shouldn't have mattered because you were playing against the greatest hockey player to ever grace the ice. So like, if you're looking at guys as plus minus and like they're playing like 7 games or 9 games against Edmonton and like he's got a plus or a minus 30, like it's a little skewed.
It's like, yeah, but you were playing against Jesus, so
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say his plus minus was plus 520 for his career.
520. Sorry, I undershot him by fucking 250. But, yeah.
But still, like, I'm still thinking he scored 2,857 points.
Yeah.
And he only was a plus 520. Like, that seems like it should be.
He was a defensive, what do they call that? He was not
defensive-minded offenseman.
Yeah, he was slowly back checking into the neutral zone as his team was getting railed.
Yeah, he's like, I just score goals. So, which brings me to something I wrote down during our intro. I don't know if you guys pay attention to the intro song, but I had AI write it 2 years ago when Jordan Kyrou was not good at defense. And so one of the things says like Jordan Kyrou quick on the tack, defense falters, cut him some slack. So I'm like, I need to change that or something, like, because he's actually pretty, good at defense now, or at least more defensively responsible after looking at his plus minus stat from last year. So
hallelujah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk recent games. Hopefully we can blow by this one, but we still got to talk about it. Wednesday, October 15th, the Blues played at home against Chicago, and we lost 3-8. I have a note here that says Hofer equals bad. Matt, thoughts on that game?
I don't think the team left their respective homes to come to the rink that day. I think it was the second goal that one of the shots that Hofer dropped at his feet, and he had no idea where it was. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you should have pulled him then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then just the rest of the team just wasn't there.
Yeah, I think the worst one was, and this game was on ESPN as,
national broadcast.
Yeah, Wednesday night game that 2 Central Division teams played at 9:52, I think was the puck.
Yeah.
Which makes absolutely
ridiculous.
No sense. And following that with earlier that week, we played, I think, Vancouver at like 7:30. It's like, what are we doing West Coast games at 7:30 for and Central time zone at almost 10 o'clock? But
yeah,
whatever.
That was shit because I had to get up at like 1:45 Thursday to catch a flight. So I did not watch all that game.
Yeah.
But luckily, by the end of the second, there wasn't nothing to watch.
Yeah, you were like, it's okay. I can go to sleep because it's only game 5, or that would have been game 4 of the season.
4.
And so we would have been fine. I think the worst one for me is Hofer and the passing the puck up the middle that went right to the guy. And I think that was the first goal. And then after that, he went back and tried to gather the puck a couple more times, and you could just tell that he was like, shit, or like he was freaking out because he, had that, one that gave up a goal. And then he gives up that near post one that it's like, first off, I don't even know how it goes in, but
that was
in, like if you're Hofer.
Like that goal was ridiculous. Like what little 1-inch seam did you fucking thread the needle with that?
Dakota, go ahead and rip them apart.
I mean, so the first goal, like we're not even in our seats. I feel like, in the first goal goes in, like we're still grabbing beer in the concourse, and then all of a sudden, like I just don't understand. Does he feel like he's a Jordan Binnington when it comes to handling the puck? Because I know he's not. Like we've had this debate on the podcast multiple times, and I will always stand on Binnington's shoulders when it comes to handling the puck behind the crease. He's just better at it. And I do think Hofer watches him in practice and it's like, I can do that. You can't. And you saw it against like one of the best rivalries in hockey. You just can't pass the puck up the middle of the ice. Find the corner. Rim it around the boards. Who gives a shit? Just don't give yourself like that look. First goal. Second goal, how the hell did that go in? I'm not going to say it's his fault, but it is. It did pass him. I don't know how it squeaked by the post, maybe blocker side, maybe there's a gap in his skate. And then it was almost 3-0 there quick because, yeah, like you said, he had a shot that he was laying there right in front of the crease. He stood up, didn't know where the hell it was. I screamed at the TV, please effing pull his ass. Obviously, they did not. They decided to let him get 2 more on his ass before they were like, you know what? I think we're going to pull him with 10 minutes left in the second. Like, we can all read body language. That dude was not seeing the puck at all. Like, just at that point, when the second goal was scored or the third shot, whatever that was, where he was trying to find it, pull him. Put Binner in. And I do think we talked about this before the podcast started. I think it was just a regular rest day for Binner. I don't think they had any anticipation that he was going to get any ice time at all, which goes into the question of why did we pull Hofer and then why did we put him back in to finish the game? Maybe he's a sacrificial lamb. Maybe they were like, we just need somebody out there. It's going to ruin the kid's psyche. Goalies are mental midgets. Like, they are constantly thinking about a lot of things. I just hope that this doesn't ruin him, because I do think he's a really good goaltender, but boy, oh boy, that was rough.
Yeah, I think that's the main interesting thing that happened in this game is the fact that they pulled Hofer, put Binnington in, and then put Hofer back in. And I've never seen that happen. Now, typically you don't have to pull somebody, in the middle of the second. Like, when you're pulling someone, it's third period, and I don't know. I guess sometimes they do it early in the first just to try to get a reset and restart the team. But yeah, I've never seen them pull the starter, put the backup in, and then pull the backup and put the starter back in without an injury of some sort. And Binnington was not hurt, so that was surprising.
I didn't know you could do that. I thought
Right?
once you pull
Yeah, it's not like pulling a pitcher in baseball. You can put the guy back in, apparently. Who knew?
And that's
Right.
even more perplexing because I'm like, why?
Yeah, right.
Why would you do that?
Right. And so in
No.
the 2 games that we've seen Hofer so far this year, we've seen an absolutely dominant Hofer, and then we've seen a probably maybe needs to go to the ECHL Hofer. And I guess
You're back to pond hockey.
Yeah, right. Sam is shouting out her favorite player. She does not like this conversation going on. Hofer is Sam's favorite player, so she's defending him, and rightfully so. Like I said, I mean, the reason we got our first win of the season was because of Hofer. We deserved to lose that game. So
That's true.
Not wrong on that one, but
all right.
now anytime our goalies play the puck outside of the net, I'm like, get back to your home.
Brighter pastures. Saturday, the 18th, we played at home against Dakota's second favorite team, Dallas, and won 3-1. Kyrou, interesting enough, gets his first goal of the season in Game 5. Snuggerud bags his third, and Suter gets his second on an empty netter. Thoughts on this one, Matt?
Oh, that was an awesome game. I really wasn't expecting us to win that just because Dallas seems like a juggernaut right now. But just the way they bounced back from getting hosed at home real bad was really impressive. And I'm really hoping the Jekyll and Hyde thing we got going on right now is just because we're literally only 5 games in.
Interesting fact for the season so far. The Blues are 3-2. 2 of the games we've won on the road. 2 of the games we've won at home wearing our new blue uniforms that looks like Matt's wearing. Matt, is that a new hair or is that an old Heritage jersey?
No,
or is that a new one for
that's
this
the old. That's the old Heritage.
Okay. So, but 2 of the games that we've lost, we've worn our new home uniforms. And then the game we win against Dallas, we're wearing the old, I'm going to say, quote, old school uniforms. They're the home uniforms from last year.
Right.
Are the Blues just anarchying the new home jersey?
Listen, as soon as I realized that fun fact, I'm like, just wait. Someone in the fucking lounge is going to go, can't win home with these new fucking jerseys. Because
Hey,
there's always somebody in the lounge like that.
correlation. I mean, there's data to back it up. It's only one game of wins with the old jersey, but that's one data point.
Hey,
So-
hockey players are superstitious, so hey,
Exactly.
if we,
Yeah.
I don't think we're rolling these like old jerseys out all the time now, which kind of pisses me off because it's like I don't really think it's old. I think they're pretty fresh looking. I got a tattoo of it now. I'm kind of pissed off. Like it's like, oh wow, you're that old. But no, like the Blues playing against Dallas, like you said, juggernaut. Like I do think I had Dallas under us. I had them finishing fourth. I had us finishing third in the Central. But I mean, hey, a win's a win. We needed it after just getting our absolute dicks kicked in against Chicago, which is super disappointing because I absolutely hate every Chicago team. And I got a couple buddies who are big on Chicago, the Bears, the Blackhawks, and obviously the Cubs. And of course, they're just gonna rub it in, like oh fuck 8-3, like boy, that was an ass kicking. Like you can't deny it. They can't play in
No,
an
it was,
outdoor
yeah.
game, but they can play us at Enterprise Center. But no, I thought it was good. So Pia Suter's goal, empty net, great. Second, who would have thought Snuggie gets his third, and then Jordan Kyrou gets his first with 5 games in? That was a pretty goal. I want to talk about one thing and one thing only is Jake Neighbors. What an absolute start of the year this guy's having. Leads the team in goals so far with 4. I mean, what a great start to his year. I don't know what you had him on your projections. I think it was kind of middle of the road, but shit, this dude's on pace for probably 55 points.
So he's at
I think
4
right now he's
four
a point
goals
per
and assists.
game.
Yeah, a point per game.
I mean, he's eventually going to level off here, folks. Let's be realist.
He's
Do I
also
hope he levels off? No.
82
But no.
points.
80.
He's
No. Fuck.
shooting
Fucking
50%
100.
right now.
Wow. Okay.
Or not, he's shooting at 50%. So he's got 8 shots on the season and 4 of them have gone in, which
Wow.
is not gonna happen. I had him down for 78 games and 42 points. I had him for 20
42.
goals and 22 assists. So, but I also had him penciled in as, I mean, I put him down as a top 9 winger because I knew he would kind of fluctuate, but I had him kind of penciled in as being a third line winger. And Snuggerud being in that first line. And Snuggerud's got 3 goals to start the season, but his season hasn't started off as well as Jake's has. So Jake's kind of been bumped up to that first line, and Snuggerud's been moved to, I think, on the practice lines today, he was actually on the second line. But
That's
if
what
Jake
I wanted
can
to talk
hold
about
that
too.
first one, if he can hold that first line, I mean, I see him getting higher than 42.
Did we like Jim Montgomery being all hands on deck after the Chicago game? And he was like, fuck it. Fuck the line combinations I had to start the year. We're going to go like we have never done this before. I'm just going to start throwing names at the board, and then we'll just figure out if it works from there. When I saw the line combinations that he released, I was like, what are we doing? And then after I saw the 3-1 victory, I was like, he's a fucking genius. Again, pardon the profanity. I know it's a kid show, but like, I was like, he's a genius. Like, I should have never doubted this guy to begin with. So like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I saw Kyrou on the third line. I'm like, what the hell?
And they don't play it like a true third line. Like
No.
those lines are all interchangeable and they all have their roles of when they're going to go on the ice. Like the fourth line starts every period and goes on after every goal or goes on after something big happens. They're the kind of get the puck deep and either get a line change then or get a face off, and then we'll put, like Robert Thomas out there, or I don't know. They all have their roles. They're all getting a good amount of playing time. No matter what line they're on, Kyrou's still going to get his 20 minutes. I mean, you can put him on the fourth line. He's still going to get his 20 minutes. Like he'll double shift him. He'll do whatever he needs. He'll make sure that, the good players are getting on the ice when we need them on the ice. That's, I guess, what makes Jim Montgomery a Coach of the Year candidate every year. So,
I mean, we did talk about Jimmy Snuggerud as Calder. I mean, he's shown, out of the gate, I know it's a small sample size again. Let's be wishful thinking. Calder's still in talks.
well,
Yes.
that's I didn't look at Calder packs. I mean, we are 5 games in, but Snuggerud's got 3 goals, 1 assist for 4 points. Jake Neighbors right now leads our team with 5 points. That puts him tied for 60th in the league in points. 60th. Our best player is tied for 60th. Jack Eichel has 15 points this season already.
Jeez,
Jeez, like, I don't know. So, all right. Another interesting fact from Saturday's game, and I think a big talking point that they had over the last couple of days is Logan Mailloux. Logan Mailloux was a healthy scratch. Part of it was we just want him to see the game from a new perspective. So he's going to sit in the press box, kind of look down, be able to see the game. Chris Pronger has even come out and said, you know what, this is like, you know, we're taking the slow approach. He is only 22 years old. Joey Vitale was actually talking about this on the radio a couple days before this game. I don't even know if they knew that he was going to do it, but Vitale was like, sometimes he just needs to, you know, scratch him, let him see the game from a different angle, you know, see it slower, whatever. Thoughts on Logan Mailloux being scratched, and it looks like he might be scratched on tomorrow. It's Monday. We're recording. This episode will release Wednesday, but our game tomorrow. It sounds like he might be scratched again tomorrow based on the practice lines for today. So, Matt, what are you thinking on Logan Mailloux?
I think he needs a good reality check, and I think he's going to be a slow burn. I don't think he's going to, as much as everyone wants him to be the best, you know, top, you know, D-man on the team. I think he's going to take probably a full season or maybe even two before he develops into something we can be, you know, shouting things about in the positive way. But everyone's going to want to crucify him because Zach Bolduc's probably going to have a blowout year, and it's not going to be anybody's fault. They're going to be wanting to string Armstrong up and crucify him too. But, you know, the defensemen, they say like 200 games before you know what you got in a defenseman. And I can see that. And I think they're probably the hardest to develop. So I'm happy with them. I didn't dislike the deal, but I'm more patient than most, I guess.
Dakota?
I mean, I feel like I like what they did. I figured it was kind of coming. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I felt like they were going to let him ride a little bit more out, maybe give him 10 games under his belt, and then, you know, hey, shit or get off the pot. It's a production-based game. I like the way he kind of possesses the puck. I do think he is very quick on his feet when it comes to decision-making as a defenseman. Yes, he is young, and there's so much to learn, but I mean, we did talk about Matthew Kessel a lot, you know, in camp, and it's going to be one of those things. Like it was his spot to earn and his spot to lose, even though with the addition of Logan Mailloux, this is Matthew Kessel's time to shine. Like it's basically a two-man race, and if Matthew Kessel shines and basically makes it really hard for Mailloux to get back in the lineup, kind of like how. Who am I trying to think? Maybe it was a Matthew Joseph over the Texier situation last year. You know, Matthew Joseph played a lot better than Texier. If Kessel plays better than Mailloux, like, hey, we have that depth in our AHL system. And sorry, but hey, like the next man up. If you can't cut it, we got people to fill your position quick. So I like what they did. I think it'll be good for him. I hope he's learning things from the press box, like Joey Vitale said, and the guy said on the radio. Like you can see games in different ways. You can see how to back check, how to kind of be heavy on the forward check, do whatever you need to do. But I hope it is a two-man race for that last deep position.
It's going to be hard to take Kessel out of the lineup, which I'm imagining this is why he most likely will still be in tomorrow and Mailloux will be out. And that's because in this game against Dallas, they gave up 19 shots against a team that on paper is better than them. Like Dallas is a better team on paper than the Blues are. And we gave up 19 shots and 1 goal. Now, Kessel only played 9 minutes of that game, so he didn't even play half a period. But, you know, he was still on the team. And Logan Mailloux's -7 doesn't look very good in 5 games. So it's not great. Yeah.
Probably got all that in the Chicago game.
It could have. Like, that's possible. So I'd be interested. I'll have to look it up and go see. Like, how many of those came in Chicago? Like if you're on the ice when Hofer's passing that puck up the middle and giving up the goal, it's like, oh, dude, like.
See, did you see, going back to that game, but did you see they kind of panned to Buchnevich right after that, and they talked about that for about 2 minutes straight, that Buchnevich was essentially supposed to go to the wall and pinch and grab that off the board, and Joe Hofer thought he was going to cut to the middle of the ice, and that's who that puck was supposed to go to, was Buchnevich. And as soon as that puck did not go to Booch stared directly at Hofer, kind of gave him the what the fuck? What are you doing? Like,
right?
And I thought that was funny that little message with just your eyes being like, hey man, what the hell, dude? Like, you're screwing yourself. But it's better pastures ahead. I believe that Joel Hofer, that was the one time this year he's gonna fall on his face. I expect nothing but good things. I was talking with my dad coming back from the farm about what we are going to see from our goaltenders going forward, because they talked a lot about Jordan Binnington maybe getting some rest going into the Olympics. I know that's a little ways away, but do you think that the workload is going to increase for Joel Hofer? Do you think that Benner's going to take a little bit more of a rest period towards the beginning of January, kind of resting up for that? Or do you think now with Joel Hofer kind of shit in the bed one game, we might see more Benner than Hofer?
Go ahead and
I think
that.
you have no – oh, sorry.
No,
I think you have no choice but to play Hofer more, because you got to figure out if he's going to take over for Binnington or not. Because you got to figure we're definitely past the midway point of Benner being with the Blues. And I think sooner rather than later, they need to know if they need to find the next 1A, or if they are confident enough that Hofer can be the 1A when Binnington either moves on or we trade him.
Do you think we free up? Well, their contracts both end at the same time. Do you think we go, stop the press and go grab ourselves an elite level goaltender somewhere else? I know we have a deep roster of goaltenders in the minors. We just got rid of Colton Ellis. But do you think the Blues kind of like stop time and go get themselves a elite level 1A goaltender, considering we've always had that 1A, 1B tandem?
I feel like we're probably, as a franchise, about due for some kind of crazy blockbuster deal, because it's been a long time since we went and got like a Gretzky or, something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did it. But, I would also could see them just going with the farm system too. But, if I had the crystal ball out, I would say a blockbuster trade for the Blues is probably on the near horizon.
That sounds fun. That's always exciting. Like, I'm not going to be upset about that.
Like, I wasn't old enough to really remember when the Blues got Gretzky, but I can't imagine the amount of hype and the amount of like just people yelling from their windows, "Holy shit!" So.
I thought about this too. It's like, okay, Doug Armstrong, this is his last year, right? Like, what is he gonna be remembered as? Like, is he gonna make one final like heave downfield, like that Hail Mary? Like, is he gonna just like pull the sheets out from under somebody and just like set the world on fire with a deal at the trade deadline or something like that? That whenever he leaves the Blues as like whatever he is now, like people are just like, holy shit, like this guy like just set us up for success. I mean, obviously Alexander Steen's probably not in the dark, but what is he going to do?
Here's my conspiracy. Dalibor Dvorsky, Adam Jiricek, Joel Hofer to Pittsburgh for Sidney Crosby.
What is he? Is he trading? He's trading a fucking wheelchair and a cane. Like, what are we doing? Like, I like that 10 years ago, but not now. Like, it's like, hey, like I'll give you Alexander.
Did you see what he did at the Four Nations face-off last year?
Yeah, because he's playing for his country. Like anybody else,
he's playing for St. Louis. What's the difference between Canada and St. Louis?
There's a lot.
Maple syrup.
Too much. Yeah, exactly. Maple syrup. Lots of it.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys about things to go buy. That's not maple syrup. First off, go buy your coffee and make sure you're checking out Scooter's Coffee. Our favorite Scooter's Coffee are the one on Highway 143 and Troxer Way in Highland, or Vandalia Street and Indiana Avenue in Collinsville. But if you can't go to either of those, you can go to any of the 30 locations in the greater St. Louis area. And that is amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooter's Coffee. We also have Hughes Custom Designed. They are a family-owned and run small business that operates out of Maryville, Illinois. They specialize in laser-cut, hand-painted signs, and they have options that are typically ready upon request and can complete almost any request for a custom job. We did, on the Chicago game, have a sign out for giveaway. You just had to guess the correct score of the game, and unfortunately nobody guessed that the Blues were going to lose 8-3 to Chicago. So I still have that sign to give away. I forgot to post something on Saturday for the Dallas game, but somebody probably would have won it because someone would have had 3-1. So I'll post it tomorrow for the game of whoever we play. Who do we play tomorrow? We play the Kings. We play LA. All right, so I'll post it tomorrow, and someone will. He's out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Got hurt, I think.
Dang. Well, he is 72, so. And then our last one is Imprint Labs. Imprint Labs specializes in bringing your brand to life with custom laser engraved Richardson hats and vibrant custom sublimated metal prints. Whether you want to make a statement with high quality headwear or showcase your designs with eye-catching metal art, they deliver precision, durability, and style every time. Elevate your brand with Imprint Labs, where your vision meets our craftsmanship. That slogan is okay. I still like the slogan of, if you have shit and you want it on shit, go to Imprint Labs. That's it. So Imprint Labs does my koozie here. Yeah, all right. Does my koozie. It's got the Blues Fan Forum logo engraved on it. It's hard to see. And then this cool metal sign of the St. Louis Blues. It comes with little stickers on the back, or you can get like an easel with it, I guess, if you want to have it on a desk or something. That size is probably too big for a desk and an easel, but they do have smaller ones if you want like family pictures printed on that. It works really well. And then they do hats. That's actually where we got the Blues Fan Forum hat. So I'm Imprint Labs everywhere right now. But yeah, the official slogan is not what I said. But if you have shit and you want it on shit, they're your people.
Amen.
All right, we kind of discussed this already, but I want to go into my Teach Me How to Doug section. And before I do that, because I worked really hard on this, I got to play the music.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Nope, not this one, this one.
All right, you're in the chair now. Let's see if you got what it takes to run the Blues. Teach me how to Doug, teach me how to Doug. You're the GM now, make a trade, make a plug. Cap space tight, but the roster's got a bug. So show us what you got. Teach me how to Doug. Sign them, trade them, send them down to the A. Build a cup team like it's Judgment Day. You got picks, you got cash. Can you make a splash or crash? Better know your lines and match, because fans don't want to see a playoff collapse. Teach me how to.
It's really good. And then we get the actual Teach Me How to Dougie music in the background while we do this. So we got so much tech going on. It's crazy. All right. My Teach Me How to Doug question for you, Matt, is hindsight is 20/20 typically. But would you still make the Bolduc trade knowing what we know of how Bolduc has started and how Mayu has started?
Yeah, probably, just because with the like I was saying earlier with the defenseman, he has the potential. We just have to give him the time to figure it out. And I feel like Bolduc will, cool off, and then you'll go weeks without hearing anybody bitching about him on the lounge. But with how Jekyll and Hyde we've been the first 5 games, it's really hard to really say that my use like -7 is all his fault. So I would still make the trade because we still need defensemen more than we need wingers.
Just, I'm sure we've all seen the social media and how well Zach Bolduc is doing. Does anyone happen to know how many points or goals and assists Zach Bolduc has?
Was it 4 and 3?
Yeah, I know he's got at least 4 goals.
Let me fact check this because that's not what I had down right before I did this.
I know we had 3 and 1 to start the year in the first 2 games, and then I don't believe is he at 9? I believe I saw that somewhere. I could be completely wrong. Somebody fact check me.
I would have seen.
In 6 games, Bolduc has 3 goals and 1 assist.
Yeah.
See, so we see this stuff online about how on fire he is, and I think one of those games he had 2 goals.
Yeah,
I thought he had more than
that
3.
I think that was the first game of the year. He had 2 goals.
Yeah, 2 goals. Yep.
Trying to find his game. That's the last 5 games. I want all of
Well,
his games. Well,
Jacob, just go pick him up on fantasy and still beat my ass by 40 points.
I missed a goalie start too, and that goalie got 40 points. Did you see that?
Hey, you didn't start him. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll beat you a little later in the season, but it's okay.
You're not. I'm dominating our fantasy league. It's not even close.
Again?
Yeah, again. I know it's so easy. Actually, I think I got second in the regular season last year, but then I tanked in the playoffs. So I think I ended up getting 3rd, maybe 4th.
He's a sandbagger. He texts me. He's like, I don't know how to do it. And then all of a sudden, I don't want to hear this.
I want to tell you how to do it
this year. Yeah.
I need to help Luke. Is what we need to do. In 2 weeks, my team has scored 1,600 points. My youngest brother is in the league, and in 2 weeks, his team has scored 900. I'm like, dude, I've scored 700 more points than you.
And Luke has a really good team. He just doesn't pay attention. But
is that what it is? Is he's just not starting people?
Yeah, Luke, don't be the reason you get kicked out this year.
Right?
No. Yeah. Matt,
do you do fantasy hockey?
I did last year for the first time, and I can't remember what style of because there are different types of fantasy leagues for hockey, and I can't remember which one it was. And I didn't really. It wasn't like a 1v1 every week thing. It was kind of rotisserie. I think that was the name of it. It was a rotisserie style league, and I couldn't really figure out how the points worked on that because I would have players that would do really good that night and get like nothing for it. So I was gonna do it again this year, but then the house burnt down. I'm like, my brain's not gonna be focused on that.
Busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dakota does a really good job of making this league the weirdest league in the history of fantasy hockey.
Bullshit.
So points are everywhere. And so you really don't want like I have David Pasternak on my team. And I'm like, I might trade him. Like, he was my 1st round pick, and he's probably the 10th best person on my team as far as points this season. So really,
he's on Boston. So
yeah.
Hey, I run this league like a democracy. Everybody votes on what they want, and
we did vote.
It's voted on by the league. It then gets selected. Hey, if Jacob ends up finishing first and still bitches about it, then maybe it's.
Oh no, I vote to make it as weird as possible because the people in the league aren't smart enough to understand that they can't just print something off of ESPN that says this is the best fantasy hockey players. So that's what they do, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm going to take Austin Matthews." Actually, Austin Matthews is a bad example because he's actually doing well, but so yeah.
We shall see.
All right. We started that with Teach Me How to Doug and somehow turned it into fantasy hockey. What's the back of this? Oh, it's my credit card report. Probably should put that. Here's my roster for soccer. You guys can have that. Let's check Matt's hockey knowledge here with some Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I have cool music for this one too. This is more game show vibes.
Whose line is it anyway? 3 names, 1 clue. Can you play? Is it first? Is it third? What's the team? What's the word? Better drop the puck. Guess right or sway. Left wing, center, right on the dot. Can you name the squad or are you caught? From Boston Ice to Calgary Flame. Do you know the line or just the name? 3 players, 1 team, 1 shot to get it right. Whose line is it anyway?
God, those are good. I should just create AI songs for a living. What am I doing hosting a podcast? All right. Matt, your first 3 players are left winger, Riley Smith, center, William Karlsson, and right winger, Alexander Holtz.
That's San Jose.
It is not San Jose.
The Carlson's getting me.
I was going to say, I think there was a Karlsson that played forward for San Jose.
Riley Smith, Carlson. What was the third one?
Alexander Holtz.
Are we on West Coast?
We are on West Coast. You got the division right.
Okay.
It is the Pacific.
Okay. LA Kings?
It's not the Kings.
No.
William Karlsson was a stud for this team a couple years ago.
I believe it's my
The
third
Ducks?
favorite team.
It is. What'd you say, Matt?
The Ducks?
It is not the Ducks, but it is Dakota's
No.
third favorite team.
It's an expansion team.
Well, that never.
Well, it has to be Vegas
Just
or
hold-
Seattle.
Yeah, it's Vegas. William Karlsson, I'm pretty sure, was an expansion draft pick that Vegas actually got paid to take. They were like, hey, we'll give you a 2nd-round pick if you pick William Karlsson. And Vegas was like, okay. And then turned him into like a 30-goal scorer. So that's pretty nice. Do you think that's their first, second, or third, or fourth line for Vegas?
I would say it's probably their third line.
Nailed it. It is their third line.
Good job.
All
Congrats.
right. Team number 2. Tyler Toffoli, Macklin Celebrini, and Will Smith.
Oh, well, that's San Jose.
That's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But yeah,
Yeah.
San Jose. San Jose. Is that their first, second, third, or fourth line?
Well, that's got to be their first line.
That's their first line. If you got Macklin Celebrini on it, that's their first line. Although, like, Tyler Toffoli
Have
and
they
Will
won a
Smith
game yet?
are like, hopefully not. I don't know. Actually, I would not mind seeing Macklin Celebrini and Gavin McKenna on the same team. That sounds kind of cool. And mainly because if Gavin McKenna is on San Jose, that means he's not on Chicago. And so that would be a win. All right. Third round. Michael Amadio, I think. Amadio. Shane Pinto and Claude Giroux.
The Carolina Hurricanes?
It was not the Hurricanes.
No. Pinto.
Shane Pinto.
East Coast?
Yep.
Rangers?
It's not the Rangers. I can't help you with division here because I don't know the difference between
Yeah.
the Atlantic
Metro
and
and
Metro. I don't know. I'll narrow it down. This is a Canadian team.
The Flames.
It's not the Flames. They're in the West. This team's
the
in
West.
the
Horrible.
I have issues with where Canadian teams are geographically.
right.
Let's see. I know Toronto's in the East, so
Not
I don't think
Toronto.
that's not Toronto. So Ottawa.
It is Ottawa. Yeah.
All right.
It's the Senators. The Senators. Shane Pinto actually leads the league in goals right now with 7. He's on my fantasy team.
Crap.
I actually picked him up. He was on waivers. I don't know why. This league is so bad that I'm like, oh, here's a guy that scored the most goals in the league. I'll put him on my team.
This guy. This guy.
Wild.
Matt, do you think the NHL's leading goal scorer and Blues Fan Forum podcast fantasy team is on the first, second, third, or fourth line for Ottawa?
Well, 7 goals. I would hope you're on at least the second line.
He is exactly at least on the second line. Yeah, nailed it. I'm surprised you didn't go first, but they have some
Let's
good.
say you would have
good
said
players
Brady
there.
Kachuk.
Chuck's on the wing, but they have Tim Stützle.
He is hurt.
Right.
He is hurt though.
He is hurt. Both the Kachucks are hurt.
Brady's hurt. Yeah, yeah.
Matthews too.
Brady's on my fantasy team. He's sitting on my bench right now. He might have been my first, but no, I think not Marchand. I think Pasternak was my first pick, and then Brady Kachuk I got in the second round.
I don't know. You drafted like shit, but
I know. It's so bad. 1,600 points. I just dropped the goalie I drafted because I drafted Ukko-Pekka Listerine mouthwash.
Mouthwash.
I drafted him, and he's still on IR. So I was like, all right, I don't need this guy anymore.
Listen, my wife played fantasy last year, and she drafted some player that like retired, but he was still available on the draft board.
Why would he even be there?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Backus. It was somebody I recognized. I'm like, I don't think they're playing
Oshie, maybe?
anymore.
It wasn't
No.
like Jonathan Taze, like they thought maybe he was going to come back last year.
No, I think it was a former Blue. I can't remember, but yeah, he was available to draft him. I'm like, well, that's weird because he's
You're like, I'll take
definitely not even on a team right now.
This guy sucks at
That's
fantasy.
crazy.
He's not scoring me any points.
I think at the beginning of last year, I could have drafted Torrey Krug too.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
shit.
still
Yeah.
available. I mean, technically, he's on a roster, so
Yeah,
I'm sure they just import the rosters from somewhere and they don't go
Yep.
through and fact check. I mean, they should still have like I'm sure Torrey Krug's probably on Yahoo, and it says LTIR would be my guess,
right.
because he's not
Mhm.
retired. Speaking of Yahoo, have you guys noticed, or Dakota, have you noticed last year when we played hockey or when we did this fantasy hockey, you could go to your team and you could hit start active players. You ever do that? And then you could just start active players for the week. Have you seen
Yes.
that we can't do that anymore?
Yes,
It's behind a paywall. No, I'm right here. Next 6 days, start. And then it goes, oh, do you want to pay $2.92 a month? Like,
no
I
way.
don't.
It was,
Yeah.
I will say it wasn't like that. Like the first day of the season. The reason
Yeah.
why I know that is because I clicked on said button. Now, I don't know what the hell.
Yeah.
Those,
You can't.
those bastards. I might be
you
switching
can't do
from
it.
Yahoo to I don't know
Something
ESPN
else.
next year. Yeah,
Yeah,
ESPN.
whatever else does it. I don't know.
That's,
Yeah.
that's who I used last year was ESPN.
Did you like the app and how it worked?
The app was fine. Yeah, it took. I didn't realize until towards the end of the season that I could max out starting players because they played. There's some sort of game limit on starters, and I was one of those. I'd pick a guy up and drop a guy, every week. I was a lineup, tinkerer.
Mm-hmm. We're
How's
only
your
allowed to
show?
do 5 pickups a week. And so we could do that. Like last week on Saturday, I missed a goalie start. And I kind of got mad because that guy I literally got on right at noon. And then it's like the game started. I'm like, it hasn't started. They don't drop the puck till 12:04 or something stupid. So let me put this guy in. And then he ended up getting me 40 points on the bench. And so I was like, like Dakota might catch me here. Well, luckily I had more pickups. So I went and picked up a goalie that was starting on Sunday. And then I picked up a couple of skaters that were starting on Sunday. And I put them in and beat Dakota easily. No questions asked.
I'll take the loss early in the season, but I'm gonna come back hot.
Late
and heavy.
season, that matters. Late season matters. I want to make trades in that league, but I don't know.
Hey, if you're interested in a trade, you heard it here on the Blues Fan Forum. I'm interested in just about anybody. I'd sell you a box of rocks for a box of rocks. I have.
You want David Pasternak? Should we make a trade live on air? I don't even know. who
I would love a defenseman if you're willing to just fork one over, but
I'd want.
I will
defenseman?
definitely give you. I'll give you a forward of my choosing, but it's definitely going to be somebody that's like top 20 in points.
You're a big Justin Falk guy, right?
Fuck no.
You said box of rocks.
I did say a box of rocks, but I want that box of rocks to be useful for fantasy. I need somebody to put some pucks on net, not just stand there. So I should have specified I want a road cone, not a box of rocks.
Something that serves purpose.
Yes, something with purpose.
All right. We're an hour in. Matt, do you have anything else for us? We've been kind of everywhere on this one, but that's okay.
I was gonna say we didn't talk about the Lucic whole thing, but we kind of did that in previous episodes already.
Oh, yeah. Does that guy still exist? Is he still
Unfortunately,
technically on his PTO?
yeah, I don't think you can release him because he's on the IR. Don't
So
quote
said
me
they
on
would
that, but
Yeah, they said they would like reconvene at like after Thanksgiving break.
Oh, that long.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Wow.
I didn't realize he was that injured.
Well, no, not that injured. What they're saying is they want him to rest up. They want him to get healthy, and barring, I'm not going to speak into existence, but whatever, they'll reconvene on what they might do with him, whether that be a release or what. Who knows? He might be useful this year. Who knows? But like, I do think that seeing Lucic as a Blue just doesn't make sense, given who we have in our roster in the AHL. But who knows?
Yeah, I didn't really understand the PTO anyway. I mean, the guy's, he's old and he was a heavy hitting type of player and he got injured twice during the preseason. So I'm just kind of like, go kick rocks, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, I'm not even sure if we want Lucic at 100%, but we definitely don't want him at 80. So
Yeah.
I mean, we could have had Jonathan Toews or Milan Lucic, and we were like, we like Lucic better.
We want Lucic.
Yeah,
I don't know if Jonathan Toews was going anywhere except for Chicago or Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Like, he's from Winnipeg, so he's probably like, I'm either going back to Chicago. He probably didn't even want to go back to Chicago because they're not great, and he's like, I'm gonna go to my hometown. Would be my guess. I don't even know how he's done. By the way, on the fantasy hockey realm, I'm currently winning 70-16 in my matchup for this week. So just want to throw that out there. So, all right. Matt, give me a big let's go Blues and we'll get out of here.
Right. Let's go Blues.
All right. See you, everybody. And